Hello everybody. We are looking at a new reading skill today. This is on page 45 of your workbook. And if you haven't already watched the assembly video, I would stop this video and go back and take a look at that, because that will help you know how to get this piece folded the way it needs to be. So in this one, we are looking at a skill about problem solution. And a lot of times in passages, especially science, sometimes in social studies, you will see a passage that is written to describe a problem and what has been done or proposed to do to solve it. So this one is looking at that type of passage. And before I get to the foldable part, let's take a look at the paragraph. We're still continuing about the kangaroos. That's sort of a story that we've been working on for a while. So remember, your annotation key helps you to know the colors that we're using for each one of these. So this passage is called Too Many Kangaroos. In Australia, the large kangaroo population has become a national problem. The kangaroo overpopulation is threatening other endangered species like the purunga grasshoppers and the striped legless lizard. Several different solutions have been proposed. One of the most popular solutions among animal rights activists is a program that would spay and neuter gray kangaroos to reduce the number of births. So if I go back and annotate, and again, this passage is pretty simple. This is an upper middle school passage at best. I would say probably about 6th grade. So this is not high set level by any means, but it lets us see how this text is put together. And then you can use that same skill to read more complicated text. So the topic of this one, in a few words, the topic, a lot of folks will tell me it's kangaroos, and that's true. It is about kangaroos, but what about kangaroos? Remember, in the passages that we've read before, we've also read about kangaroos. So what is it about this one that's different? Well, this one is focusing on too many kangaroos. The main idea. Why did the author write this passage? What is he or she trying to tell me? And here's the main idea. In Australia, the large kangaroo population has become a national problem. And I'm going to leave the word problem for a keyword. So that is all main idea. Okay, some details about that. Or let's do keywords first. Problem is one. In fact, that is probably the one that I'm looking for. Solution is another keyword that indicates the type of passage that I'm dealing with. So problem, solution, those are words that you really want to notice. Details. Kangaroo overpopulation. That is a problem, meaning there are too many of them. So why is that a problem? Well, it's because it's threatening other endangered species. What are some ways to fix the problem? And they only give me one, even though they say that several different solutions have been proposed, they only tell me about one of them. They tell me that it is most popular with animal rights activists, and it is a program that would spay and neuter the gray kangaroos to reduce the number of births. So to put this piece into this graphic organizer, we need to do 3 things. First of all, down here at the bottom, we need to state the problem. And this is our main idea. the overpopulation of kangaroos okay, or really, I said this is our main idea. This is essentially our topic. It is this passage, this paragraph, is about too many of these kangaroos. So that's the problem that we're looking at. We need to explain that. Why is it a problem that we have too many kangaroos? So if you lift up the door for the problem, let's put this in our own words. Too many kangaroos are causing harm to other species that are endangered. Okay, so that's the problem, that too many of these kangaroos are causing other species to suffer in some way. And it doesn't really go into the details about how that's happening. It just tells me that it is. So what is a solution to this specific problem? One solution, one possible solution, if you lift up that door, some say, or some propose, to spay and neuter. If it's a female kangaroo, it's spayed. If it's a male kangaroo, it's neutered. Kangaroos. To prevent or to reduce. Let's say to prevent, because if you spay and neuter, you're going to prevent births, reproduction. And so ask yourself, how would that help? So let's say we stop kangaroos from reproducing. That would reduce the number of kangaroos humanely. So we're not talking about harming the kangaroos. We're just talking about stopping them from producing other kangaroos. The thing I want you to notice here is that whatever you put in your problem section under the problem door, the solution door should relate directly to that specific problem. The goal here is to match specific problems with specific solutions. And again, this paragraph is pretty basic. It's just to introduce you to the skill. In the next one, we'll look at a little bit more difficult passage and see if we can come up with the problems and solutions. But I am going to stop this video. It's getting a little long, and I'll see you in the next clip for another practice example.